In this lesson, we will see how we can build this exterior house. This is a cartoonistic house. You can make similar houses and you can build the entire street. So let's get started. Before we start, I would like to set the units because as we work for production purposes, it is better to maintain proper units. By default, Maya sets the units to be in centimeter. We can change it to whatever units as we desire. You can go to Window and choose Settings and Preferences and Preferences. If you navigate to Settings, and it shows the default unit, which is centimeter. We can change from centimeter to foot, especially we're building a house. It is better to keep it in foot. So as you can change this, you can notice that the grid is being changed. This is because now we are seeing the grid based on foot. Let's press save. Now any object that we create will be created based on feet units. So if I click cube, now the cube is created with 1 feet wide, 1 feet length, and 1 feet height. Let me increase that to 10. So I have a cube that is 10 feet wide, 10 feet length, and 10 feet high. Let me make sure that I want to see frame all the views. Press Shift and F so that frames all the views. Now I just want to bring it up because I consider the grid to be the ground, so I'm supposed to bring the house up. Okay, so this is the ground floor. I can consider this area to be the ground floor, so that I have to build the upper floor. I'll go to Select Face, select the top face, hold Shift, right click, and Extrude. I'm going to scale it out in all directions just slightly so that it will show some little projection. Press Shift, Extrude again. Now I'm just making it based on my likings. You can modify or can make projections in any way you like. Now I just want to add an edge loop in the exact middle, so I'll press up arrow. Let's go to Edit Mesh and choose Connect Components. So that adds an edge in the middle. Now I can select this edge and pull it up. Now I'll have to do some extrudes. Go to Face, select these two faces, extrude them out. Okay, and they are actually splitting up. I don't want that to split up, so I'll undo a few times. Make sure that you undo until you lose the selection. I'll select them again. Make sure that you turn off Keep Faces Together. Shift right click, Extrude Face. Now let me pull it out. Okay, no need to check at the top because the top will be smaller. You can check the bottom one. Okay, I think I'm happy with that thickness. Now all I have to do is select vertex, select this vertex, and select this vertex, pull it slightly down. Okay, now I'll have to do some more extrudes. Select here, extrude, pull it down. Okay, I will have to do some more extrudes here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Extrude, pull it out. Okay, that's great. Now depending on your liking, you can make as much cartoonistic as possible. I'm just going to stretch this up so that it gets some odd shape. Okay, you can also add more edge loops and create any kind of shape distortion that you like. I can either bulge it out or I can push it in. Okay, depending on your likings. Let's see, I'm just going to pull it slightly out. I will add some more edge loops. Please note that I'm selecting all these edges, shift right clicking and choosing connect components. If you have Maya version 2011 or older, you don't have this option here. You will have to go to edit mesh and choose connect components. They work the same thing. The result will be the same. Okay, and I'm also scaling it in just one axis so that my front stays straight. Okay, I will add some edge loops here also. Connect components, select them all, and here I'm just going to push it out. Okay, I will add a couple of more. I can also select just these two edges and pull them out. So this is totally based on your likings. You can create it any way you like. Now notice what happens when I smooth it. It goes to a weird shape. I don't want to do this. When I smooth it also, I want it to look or have a nice edge here. So I can add some edge loops for that. I'll select it, shift right click and choose insert edge loop. So I'll add some edge loops in these corners. Okay, 1, 2. I'll add one here, 3. One here, 4. Press 3. Okay, so that gives you a nice smooth looking result. We'll have to do the same thing here. I'll add an edge loop here, an edge loop here. Let's go ahead and smooth it and see how that looks. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to do a couple of things here also. One here, one here, one here. I'm not doing it so precisely, just approximately. I think that should be good enough. Press 3 again. The top is having a little problem. If you like to keep the top like this, it's up to you. If you like it, you can keep it that way, or if you want to make it cornered sharp, you can also add a couple of edge loops, one there and one there. Okay, so let's press 3. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, now you can also make this area to be a bit more sharp by adding an edge loop here. I think that should be enough. Let me see. Okay, I think that's fair enough. Okay, good. So now let's get started with the steps and the door and the design that is in front of the door. I will have to add an edge loop here also because the base has to be strong. Okay, now let's get started with the steps. Create a cube. Push it closer. Let's go to face, select the bottom face, extrude face, pull it down. Now if I select only these three faces, 1, 2, 3, and I do the extrude, if you notice, this side will be going a little bit off. So we can just simply fix that by choosing these two vertices and these two vertices, going to the top view and scaling them from the top. See, that fixes it. Now this is a better way to do it because you will left out with less number of faces. But if you don't want to fix that problem, you can also go for the first method that I showed you. Extrude face, pull it out, go to the top view, maybe not too much, okay. Select these vertices, take it closer. That's it. So I'm just going to delete this first one that I created. I'll replace it with the new one. Let's check the size. Okay, now if you want to make it smaller, you can also make it smaller. Okay, now let's see how we can create that nice looking S shape, right? It basically requires a curve to be created, and an extrude from a surface through the curve will create the shape that we want. So I'm just going to create a cylinder. What I actually need is just one side or one face of the cylinder, and I don't want this to be too smooth. I want just 8 segments and no cap, and I need a very small radius, 0.2 or something like that. Okay, that looks like a nice pipe, and I'm going to delete all the other faces except the top one. Just one single face I need. Go ahead and select it, rotate it something like 90 degrees, bring it out. Okay, I can do a center pivot, modify center pivot, pull it up. I'm gonna place it exactly where it needs to be. I'm gonna keep it in this step. I'll put it a little bit out. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to draw a curve starting from this point. So I'll go to the side view. In my case, it's the front view. I'll start creating a CV curve. I can go to the CV curve tool options, make sure that it's in 3 curve degree so that it would have nice smoothness. I'm going to start from here approximately, no need to be too precise. Okay, and I'm going to create this shape. Okay, now after creating, I can go to control vertex, modify this to your liking. If you want, you can also push this towards the end. Okay, now let's again center pivot the curve, bring it to the place where it's supposed to be. Okay, somewhere there. Okay, now select the face of the cylinder. Let's go ahead and select the face and shift select the curve. Okay, make sure that you select the face and shift select the curve and go to edit mesh and extrude. Okay, now what this basically does is it creates an extrude starting from the cylinder to the end of the curve. Okay, so it looks like it has not created the result that we want, but if you go to the poly extrude options, down here we have something called divisions. So as you increase this division, if you can select on this label and middle mouse click and drag on this viewport. So the more divisions you add, it gets to this proper shape based on this curve. And we can increase this division further just by entering a value, but that will not give the result that we want, because we want to fix the small problem that we have here. You can increase the division to your desire, and then finally, once you've got the desired result, you can still go to edge and select this edge. You select it, edge, double click on the edge. You can still modify it to your liking. Okay, and I'll double click on this, rotate it, double click on this, rotate it, double click on this, rotate it, double click on this, okay. Because it is extruded based on a curve, you will have to do some tweakings. Anyway, these tweakings are not going to have much effect. Okay, and the edges, you can do some extrudes to fine-tune to any shape you like. Oh dear. Okay, select it. Okay, I can even scale it smaller. Okay, and I can add some edge loops in the middle. Go to edge, select all these edges, connect components. I can scale them big or small. Now this connect components options may not be available in your computer depending on the version of Maya that you have. You can get it from edit mesh connect components. Press 3. Okay, that looks nice. I can add some edges here just if you want to fix that. Okay, so depending on your liking, you can modify the shape. We can do the same thing here. Just select it, scale it small. I can insert edge loops, rotate it further. Okay, so once we have this desired result, we can edit delete by type history, modify center pivot, make a duplicate, and put it in the other side. There's also another method that we can use to create the same result by using two NURBS curves. Let me just hide these two things for now. Select both of them, put them in a layer, hide them. Okay, so this is one curve that I have. This will be acting as a path. I have to create another profile shape, so that would be create NURBS primitives circle. Pull it out. I think I've got some little problem here. We go to create NURBS primitives circle options. Okay, it's in linear. I'll just reset it. Say create. So I'll have to make it smaller in size. Okay, depending on the thickness of the pipe that we want to have. So I'll select the profile first and then shift select the path. Go to surfaces, extrude. So this will also get the same result that we want. Now I'll have to do some little changes here. I'll reset the tool. I'll have to change the resulting position has to be in the path, not in the profile, and the pivot point will be in the component. Orientation will be based on the path's direction, not the profile's normal. And I want to create it as a polygon, not as a NURBS. I want to have quads and control points based on the tessellation method has to be the control points, and I'll say extrude. This would create the same result. Now it looks messed up because I'll have to modify the angle of, I'll say 90 degrees. So this will also get the same result. Once we got it, we can smooth it, or you can add more segments to increase the detail. So I'm just deleting that for now. I will get rid of these two also. I'll turn on my display so I get the shape back. Okay, I think I made it too small. I'll have to make it, should have made it a bit bigger. Now, no problem. I can just select all these three objects, group them together. And I'm going to change the pivot point to somewhere here in the center so that even if I scale it to bigger size, it won't affect. So I'll go ahead and change, sorry, I can bring it to center pivot, modify center pivot, and then I can modify the pivot point by going to the side view and press insert key from the keyboard. Now those who are not able to access insert key, there is also another option. If you press D key in the keyboard, if you press and hold D key, it will go to the pivot mode. If you take off the D key, it will come back to normal mode. If you press and hold D, it will show you in pivot mode. So you can press D key and make the modifications needed. Now if I scale it from there, you can see that it tries to maintain that shape. Okay, maybe I just have to scale these two things to bigger size and push it just there. Okay, now I can create a cube. Cube, I'll create a plane, make it a little bigger, make it slimmer, and put it there. Pull it up, rotate it, I will reduce this. I'll keep the segments something like 15, 20, and the width segments I will reduce. can go to the side view and see that. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, the bottom ones I can do a little extrude here. Pull it straight down. Okay, now I will select some vertices, the alternative vertices. Okay, and pull them up. So that creates a nice shape. I'll have to create a door here. The easiest way to do that is by the use of pipe tool. So I'll choose the pipe, go here, go to the top view. Now I'm going to reduce the number of segments to 4. And now I can rotate it 90 degrees. Sorry, 45 degrees. Now when you do this, once you have rotated it to 45 degrees, then it'll be hard for you to pull it up. That is because the gizmo is getting locked by the shape. So in order to reset this, we can go to modify and choose freeze transformation. You can see that here it shows 45 degrees. That 45 degrees will be resetted to 0 degrees. So now we will be able to rotate it 90 degrees. And I just want to pull it closer. Okay, you can go to the top front view. Sorry, this one, it's not visible. Okay, and I think I can decrease the thickness a bit. Okay, that looks good. I'll pull it up here to fit the size. That's it. Now I can make it a bit thinner if I want. Push it closer. Okay, now if you want to make it look cartoonistic, you can also stretch this to your liking. So you can make it in any ways you like, or you can stretch just one side if you want. So depending on your liking. Now when you smooth this goes like that, so you can also avoid that by adding some edge loops. Insert edge loop tool, add one here, add one here, add one here, add one here. Do the same thing in the bottom. One here, one here, one here, one here. Press 3. Okay, that gets the shape. Now the outside also requires some edge loops. So go closer, add one here, and I'll add one in the inside also. I hope that's enough. Okay, that's good enough. If you want to have more detail, you can also add edge loops in the front. Just push it closer. Okay, now if you want to show a simple door, you can just create a plane and apply a texture. Or if you want to show detailed doors, you will have to do some extrudes, and you can bring in a cube and make the doors. I'm just going to leave it like that. Now I'll add some more shapes. Let's start with the pipe. Add some windows and stuff. I'm just going to reduce the height, reduce the thickness also. I'll create a cube to form the inside shape. Now I'm just going to snap these things to one point so that it will be easy to place them. Okay, I'll make it smaller. Okay, press F. I think that's good enough for the height. I'll choose all the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I will have to turn off keep faces together. Okay, turn off keep faces together. Extrude face, pull it out. Okay, I'll have to make it a little smaller height wise. Okay, now I can select these two things, group them together, Control G, center pivot. I think that's good enough. I'll rotate it 90 degrees. I'm just going to leave it here. I'll make a duplicate and push it up because I'll have to make the other windows also. I'll press Control D, pull it up, push it in. Okay. Now with the duplicate, I will do some little changes. Select the bottom faces, delete them, and I will have to select all these edges, and choose fill hole. So that fills the hole. Select this face, shift select this face, extrude, push it down to your desired height, and I'll do a couple of extrudes here. One that pushes it down, that sets the thickness, and the next extrude will be inside extrude face. Now I'll have to attach these two things. I'll just delete these inside faces. Last time we have used the merge vertex tool. This time we will use merge vertex to center. Now let's go ahead and choose the vertex, select these two, shift right click, merge vertices to center. So that will push both the vertices to the center of both of them and attach them there. Merge vertices, select this, merge vertices to center. So just pull this down. There you go. Press up arrow. I'll go ahead and choose this. Put it there, 1. Control D. Put it here, 2. Okay, it's better that we snap it to a particular grid point so that in both the sides they would say stay in the same place. Inside, okay, good enough. Okay, I'll have to move these two things closer to the wall. Now it's just a matter of making more duplicates and placing the windows in the right place. So once we do that, we will get the final house.